You know, to be a citizen of Canada, you got to be a lot of things. You got to be an humanitarian. You got to be dedicated to your country, and more than likely, you have to get along with everybody because that's our role in the world. That we bring a piece of Canada with us, unlike the States, which I don't even want to talk about anymore. Any Canadians listening to this, never go back to the States again. They're not our friends anymore. But back in the 80s, when they were our friends, this guy played a big contribution to the U.S. Canadian space race, our first Canadian in space. A noted politician, could have been Prime Minister of Canada, but he just wanted to be, what do you say, a big part in the box. Marc Garneau. Marc Garneau, sad news, has passed away at the age of 76, way, way too young. He was born on February 23rd, 49, and he was a Canadian Armed Forces officer, astronaut, and a politician. He served as a naval officer before being selected as an astronaut as part of the 83 NRC group. After training, he became the first Canadian space on October 5th, 84, and flew on 3 space shuttle missions. From 2001 to 2005, he was president of the Canadian Space Agency. He entered politics and was elected to the House of Commons in 2008 as a Liberal, serving as a Montreal area member of Parliament until 2023. Garneau served as Minister of Foreign Affairs from January to October of that year, in 2021 as a Minister of Transport from 2015 to 2021. Born in the beautiful community of Quebec City, he joined the CAF, graduating with a bachelor's degree in engineering physics from the Royal Military College of Canada in 1970, and served with the Maritime Command, now known as the Royal Canadian Navy, as a combat systems engineer. He earned a PhD in electrical engineering from the Imperial College of Science and Technology in 73. In 83, he was selected to be an astronaut. 84, he became the first Canadian space as part of 3 shuttle missions. Eventually appointed vice president of the CSA in February 2001, he became the agency's president in November. He resigned from the CSA in 2005 and was elected to Parliament in 2008. The Liberal Party formed government following the 2015 election, and the popular Garneau was appointed to cabinet. After serving as Transport Minister and Foreign Affairs Minister, Trudeau did not appoint Garneau to another portfolio after a cabinet shuffle following the 2021 election. In 2003, Garneau retired from politics. Now, his death occurred following a short illness and was announced by his family on June 4th. Now, Garneau was born again in Quebec City and attended primary and secondary schools in Quebec City and Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu. He had a brother, Philippe. Now, during his time as an astronaut, he was the first Canadian to reach space when the Space Shuttle Challenger reached low Earth orbit. First space flight was aboard the Challenger. He was a payload specialist. He eventually promoted the rank of Navy Captain 86. He left the CF in 89 to become Deputy Mayor of the CAP. Now, again, the initial steps for the CSA encouraged him to run for the Liberal Party of Canada, and the rest is history. Now, the idea about Garneau, he announced he would resign his seat to retire from politics on March 8, 2023. He gave his farewell speech in the House of Commons the same day. Very respected minister. The by-election to replace him occurred June 19, 2023. Liberal Anna Gainey succeeded him with almost as big a majority of votes as Garneau had won previously. In retirement, he continued to advocate for the advantages of human space flight in building space infrastructure for monitoring the planet and for communications. Now, when his death was announced, members of the House of Commons stood for a moment of silence to remember the recent colleague. His first wife and mother, two of his children, Jacqueline Brown, predeceased him. He is survived by his second wife, Marc Garneau, and 4 children, Yves, Simon, George, and Adrien, and to all the Garneau kids, beautiful family, you have our great condolences. So, medals and ribbons, Canadian Forces Decoration, Companion of Order of Canada, Officer of the Order of Canada, 125th anniversary of the Confederation of Canada Medal, Queen Elizabeth II Golden Jubilee Medal, and Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal. Appointed to the Order of Canada 84 in recognition as a role as the first Canadian astronaut. He was promoted to the rank of Companion within the Order in 2003 for extensions work with Canada's space program. He is honored with a high school named after him called the Marc Garneau Collegiate Institute in Toronto and ESP Marc Garneau in Trenton, Ontario. Garneau was also the honorary captain of the Royal Canadian Sea Cadets. In addition, 599 Royal Canadian Sea Air Cadet Squadron is named in his honor. Garneau was awarded the key to the city of Ottawa from Marion Dewar, then mayor of Ottawa, on December 10th, 1984. Inducted into the International Space Hall of Fame in 1992 for his great participation. Honorary degrees: Royal Military College of Canada, Technical Institute University of Nova Scotia, Laval University, Royal Military College Saint Jean, University of Ottawa, University of Lethbridge, York University, Concordia University, McMaster University, Athabasca University, and the British Columbia Institute of Technology. Now, the election results, very, very, Notre-Dame-de-Grâce Westmount, that's a big part of Montreal. A lot of candidates. He won 53% of the vote in 2021. He won 56% of the vote in 2019, won 58% in 2015, and in a squeaker, he bet NDP Joanne Colbert by less than 1,000 votes in the 2011 election. 2008, he won 46% of the vote, and 2006, he lost when he ran to Mélival by nearly 10,000 votes. So Garneau's career in space and politics can be best determined by this. He was dedicated in every factor. Although he was controversial to some, he was seen as one of Canada's top 5 ministers at the time. Now, the only controversy he had was he wanted a dream team to run for the leadership, and this is what happened. When he was narrowly re-elected in 2011 election, when he bet NDP party candidate Jean Corbet, he was a Liberal House leader and served as Liberal Foreign Affairs critic against the Harper government. He was the candidate for interim leadership of the Liberal Party, but was ultimately defeated by Bob Rae, the former NDP. Garneau announced later that year he was considering a bid for the permanent leadership of the party. In summer 2012, he announced he was looking for a dream team to run the leadership bid, and he would only run if he could find the right people. And, of course, he announced his bid for the leadership of the Liberal Party, placing a heavy focus on the economy. While fellow leadership candidate Justin Trudeau was widely seen as front-runner in the race, Garneau was thought to be the main challenger among the candidates. With his entrance in the leadership race, he resigned his post as Liberal House leader, while remaining the party's critic for natural resources. At a press conference announcing his candidacy, Garneau ruled out any form of cooperation with the Green Party or NDP to help defeat the Conservative Party next election, which was proposed by leadership candidate Joyce Murray. And of course, Trudeau eventually won the leadership, but he was strong number 2 and number 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, Marc Garneau could have easily been Prime Minister if Justin Trudeau wasn't there. And if it's the first time you're hearing this now, you're a Canadian, you're fucking stupid. Because Marc Garneau, we were kids, was on the cover of every Canadian magazine, and when he was, we used to say hosers in space, but he was a true Canadian. Mark, we're going to miss you. And that's a tough riding in Westmount. To win that, you got to be pretty good. That's the unofficial second capital of Montreal, so because it is part of Montreal. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here with our political, sports, and entertainment tributes to those passing on, please let us know and like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.